Good morning, everyone. I'm Bondar JR, also known as the Silver Wolf, also simply known most days as Ron. And we're here to stream some EVE Online today. I apologize, I haven't even started EVE yet, so kind of slacking. Xurdaben, good to see ya. Good to see ya. itsgoonie, good to see you. Let me get you a shout out, buddy. Well, there's not a whole lot in here. Maybe I'll get you another one later. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm starting a little early today. About an hour earlier. And I'm going to have to quit quite a bit early. So I'm probably only going to stream for 2 hours. Yeah, and I'll get into that here in a minute once we get some more in here. But appreciate you. I've definitely been spoiled by living in America for all these years, so. Missed my coffee. Missed my coffee. I'm making a few moves for a bit before I think about streaming. There you go. Not something I want to stream. I hear you. I hear you. I understand that. I get caught in that sometimes myself. So get caught in that sometimes myself. All right, let's see. I think I got one of these guys running now. Oh man. So I am actually in the Philippines. So yeah, so I'm in the Philippines now. I was originally lived in Kansas City for 30 years, close to 30 years. Actually, a little over 30 years. Grew up on the East Coast, and the wife and I back in April we retired and moved to the Philippines. She's originally from the Philippines, so she lived with me in America for 18 years. And Guam, very good, very good. Military brat, huh? Yeah, I didn't have that one, but yeah, the I'm loving it here. It's a hot. It's very very hot. But we're building a house here, and so I'm actually streaming. I'm vlogging that one. I guess that's different than streaming, but I'm vlogging that one on my YouTube channel as well. So I upload all my streams to YouTube, and then I'm vlogging house build to YouTube as well. So, but yeah, I never did the military. I went the other way. I went to college, and not sure which if I made the right choice or not. I don't know. I was able to retire at 57, and I'm living the dream. So I think I probably made the right choice, but hard to say. Hard to say. But yeah, I appreciate any of you that have served. So thank you for your service. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, that was the other thing is it had been suggested to me I could join the military and then get them to pay for my college, which would have worked out a lot better. Would have worked out a lot better. But yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, I ended up having to pay for it myself, which is never fun. Student loans that ballooned, and yeah, that whole American dream fiasco. So yeah, but yeah, but hindsight's always 2020. So, like I said, they've asked me a couple times on here, "Do you have any regrets?" And I said, "No, I don't. I've had a colorful life. And but a lot of ups and downs. But I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. And if I went back and changed any one of those things, it would change where I'm at right now. And I don't want to change that. So, because yeah, I am definitely living the dream. Living the dream. Definitely living the dream. Let me claim my prizes here. So I did log in every day, even though I haven't streamed. Claim the prizes. So yeah, I appreciate you guys understanding with yesterday. So yesterday we went, well, being there, you can live like a king now. Yeah, we are. In fact, that's kind of where this is coming from. So yesterday we went and we bought a car. And for the first time in my life, I paid cash for a car, brand new car, and not even just a low level car, brand new hybrid car. So yeah, so it wasn't cheap, but yes, we paid cash for it, and so yeah, that's definitely living the king thing. So yeah, so unfortunately, the way it works here in the Philippines is you pay for it on one day and you pick it up on a different day. And of course, where we bought it, where we got the best deal was 2 hours away. So we got to go back over there today to pick it up. I had to get it all ready for us. So yeah, so we're headed back over there. So that's why the stream's going to be a little short. I thought I was actually going to have to cancel again today. But they said it won't be ready till the afternoon, so I can cut out at 10 and get over there in time to still pick it up and get home. So, but yeah, we're super excited. Super excited. We've been relying on my brother-in-law to drive us around here, and so this will kind of free us up and give us some more mobility. So he's been doing a great job, and he's still doing a bunch of things for us. But yeah, this will give us a lot more freedom. And so, unfortunately, my wife, I love her dearly, but she has zero direction sense. So I think we drove 10 times round trip to her office, which was 10 minutes away, before she felt comfortable driving it herself. And if they ever had a detour, she called me freaking out because she couldn't find her way home 10 minutes away. So everything here is at least 2 hours away. So yeah, so it's going to be a little bit different challenge. Jerry Can, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. I woke up this morning with a horrible headache. And I was hoping it wasn't because I just bought a car, but because yeah, that, I'm one of those social guys that always trying to figure out, why things happen, blah blah blah, which is just stupid. But it was it turns out I haven't had coffee in like 3 days, and I think that was it. So I started drinking my coffee and headache was gone just like that. So yeah, appreciate that. Thank you, coffee. So yeah. But yeah, it looks like I am still good for the gifts. So I'm going to get all the gifts, which is good. I want to make sure to maximize the gift giving. Skimitar, good to see ya. Must have the shakes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know what it was, but it was really weird. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, so. Kimon, good to see you as well. But yeah. But I do have other bad news. I think I'm gonna have to cancel the mining stream this week. So technically, it's actually on Christmas Day for me. So, and I will not be here on Christmas Day. So DEFEARR, good to see you. Hi, I have a question. Will you now the respawn on an ice belt? I don't know. I don't know what that means, DEFEARR. If you could clear it up. The ice belts do respawn as long as there's at least one ice asteroid in them. So the event belts will respawn. The problem is everybody flies in there in 20s and 30s and they mine them out and then they don't respawn. But if you we've actually had a couple we got early on that if you sit in it and you're the only one in there, when the last asteroid is gone, it will it will possibly respawn another one, but it'll take it off the list so nobody else sees it. And you could sit in there all day and mine. You just got to wait for them to respawn. But that's pretty rare to have happen. So it's got to be perfect timing. So. Sorry, one of my viewers is messaging me in game. But yeah, no problem. You have any other questions, let me know. But yeah, that's kind of the way we've been running. We try to do that on every belt, but unfortunately, they're in such demand now that they're flying in the 20s and 30s and wiping the belt out and moving on to the next one. So yeah, so yeah, if you get lucky. But yeah, we had one early on that I think we mined for like 2 days. So yeah, and it didn't show up on the list. Wasn't on any public channel. So it was nice because we could just hang out in it as a society, you know. And so, but yeah, that's kind of rare. And then once the last person warped out, unfortunately, it disappeared. So you got to keep somebody in there at all times or it'll disappear. But yeah, so we did buy the car. We ended up buying, so the brands here or the models here are completely different than America. They don't have any of the same models, which is strange. So we ended up buying what's called a Yaris Cross. It's a Yaris is a smaller version. It's a Toyota. Sorry, should have led with that. We went with Toyota because Toyota, especially here in the Philippines, is considered the most reliable car in the world, and they've got a huge percentage here are Toyotas, so lots of ability if it needs fixed, things of that nature. But we went looking for a regular gasoline car, and they made us a deal on one which was in our price range, and then they had a hybrid there, same color, same everything, actually higher model, highest model they make of the Yaris Cross. And so we took a look at it and decided to go with it. It's a little bit out of our price range, but I was able to swing it, and it's going to save us. So it's half electric and gas, but it only uses the gas when you go over 40 kilometers an hour. And so here, the majority of the driving is all under 40 kilometers an hour, so it'll pretty much use electric the whole time. And so yeah, we should save a lot of money on gas. It has very little emissions, which is a big problem here in the Philippines. A lot of pollution. And so yeah, so it's we're pretty excited. So though I was like pretty disappointed that I wasn't able to pick it up when we bought it. So but yeah, so that's what we're doing today. That's why the stream's going to be short, is I did want to at least get on and get some stuff done. So we could see what's going on, but keep you guys updated. But I do plan on streaming tomorrow. But then, of course, Thursday my time, Wednesday night you guys' time is Christmas for me, and we will be at my sister-in-law's. So our whole family's going over there for Christmas. So, but yes, I may stream Christmas Day for you guys, which is kind of bad. But yes, for those of you that want to spend Christmas with me, Christmas Day for you guys will actually be the day after for me. And so I may stream that day just in case there's any of you, kind of like the Chinese restaurants that are always open in America, you know, on Christmas Day, in case you want to have Chinese and you don't have anyone else to hang out with. So you can come hang out with me. So yeah, we do Oprah giveaways here. So yeah, reference to Oprah, gives away to everybody that's in the crowd, everybody that shows up, and I'm the Chinese restaurant of the Philippines. So yeah, so that's kind of the plan at this point. But yeah, so we will not. So maybe yeah, we may. If you want Scimitar, I think you'll probably be around. If you want, we may do some mining on Christmas Day your time, so the day after for me. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But it'll definitely be nice and relaxing. Anybody who wants to join us can join us. But DEFEARR, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. But yeah, so yeah, pretty excited. We got the car. It spent more than I wanted to. But what else is new, right? When have you ever not spent more than you wanted to, right? But yeah, the wife was a little upset because I was over budget. But I think in the long run, it's actually going to save us a ton of money. So yeah, so we're super excited about that. I think I'm going to go out here and scan because we made a lot more points on the track scanning than we did mining. So at least last time, maybe we were just lucky. Should have checked to see if I actually cleared out my loot. That'd be just my luck to go out here and get killed. Oh, I did clear out my loot, but I also cleared out my probes, which was not a good idea. So let's get those back. But yeah. So yeah, once we get the car, once we pick it up today, I'll put a picture out on the Discord so you guys can see it. It's pretty nice looking. They call it dark turquoise, but it's what we would call kind of a midnight blue. And I don't know why they call it dark turquoise. It doesn't look turquoise at all. But once again, here in the Philippines, everything's a little bit different. So, but yeah, you do not get your car the same day here in the Philippines, which was kind of a letdown for me because since I'm American, grown up American, I was like, hey, I don't leave without the car. That's not a possibility. Why would I do that? So yeah, but yeah, it's all good. That's kind of norm here. They're putting tinting on it, I think, because here it's so hot, so they're putting tinting on it and a couple other things. So, but bring over to the house. I will do canned out. Let's swap on a 6.2 liter and change out the rear gear ratio for burnouts and ice cream. There you go. There you go. So yeah, but yeah, super excited. Super excited. Like I said, I'm anxious to drive. So the wife was actually talking about maybe us staying at her sister's house tonight since we're going to be there again on Christmas Day. But we would stay there for the whole day tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But, I was planning on streaming. So I really like to do that. And so she was like, okay. And I was like, plus we just bought a car. Why would I not drive it home? I know it's 2 hours and it's going to be 2 hours back, but the whole point in buying a car is to drive it. So, I mean, if we're just going to drive it 5 minutes and then park it at her house, that doesn't sound like it doesn't really sound like a good idea. So, yeah. So the wife was kind of like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Plus, my sister-in-law really has nowhere to park at her house. They already have a car. And so my nephew has a car. And so, yeah, so his is parked in the one spot they have. The neighborhood, the parking here is a big problem, which is why we went with kind of a smaller SUV so that we could at least park it. So my wife can't park worth a darn, so that's another one. But only drive 10 minutes, can't park worth a darn. So yeah, so it ought to be interesting. But yeah, I'll definitely put some pictures of it up. I have not. So the last time we were over at the lot was Saturday for the Christmas party. The guys had a really good time with the Christmas party. They were super shocked. They said some of them have worked in construction 18 years and they had never had anyone throw them a Christmas party like this. So that really made me feel good that at least they're feeling the blessing that I'm feeling because they are throwing this house up super quick. Ironically, the concrete mixer ended up having a problem. And so they had to mix concrete by hand for the day until the engineer was able to get replacement parts to fix it. But which, of course, was compounded by the fact that it is Christmas week. So here in the Philippines, they are not working tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the day after Christmas, Friday. So So yeah, they're taking off the whole time, so which is kind of ironic because they complain they never have any money, but then they take off every chance they can get. Every time it rains, every time it, oh yeah. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. So I'm going to check out this wormhole, but we are obviously not in a storm section, so which I could see here if I had been paying attention. So I'll find us a storm section and we'll go find one of those. But yeah, I'm going to quit here. Like I said, I started an hour early and I'm going to quit probably at 10. So we're only going to stream for about 2 hours. We got to leave at 10. It's a 2+ hour, especially at that time. It's probably going to take longer. But yeah, it's at least a 2-hour drive to the dealership. So go info, less than a day. All right, let's check her out. Enter the wormhole. So YM699, what's he doing? So I am actually, right now, I'm just checking out a wormhole, but good to see you. Thanks for being here. But I'm planning on scanning for Winter Nexus. So once I find a Winter Nexus system. I have a wormhole that I'm looking for that I have a whole bunch of PI in, and this is not it. So this is not it. Yeah, this is not it. So which I was pretty sure it probably wasn't. And this one somebody's definitely living in. There are 10 towers. So yeah. Oh yeah. Today is the 23rd for me. 22nd still for you guys. But Eve time, it's the 23rd. Oh yeah, so we'll get out of here. And then I'll check out the map, see if I can find it. Wormhole thing confuses me. So, why? Maybe I can try and explain. Yeah, let me know what about it is confusing, and I'll try to explain. I'm not a wormhole expert by any means, but I will try to help where I can. All right, so looks like Atlantans is the source of it. So if we jump to Billy, we should be actually. Let's just jump through. If we jump to Billy, we'll be able to get into the storm. So storm just moved over a couple systems. But yeah, wormholes are kind of pockets in space that you can get to through scanning down cosmic signatures. Like I just did. I scanned down that cosmic signature. It showed me a wormhole. I found it. It told me the system. And corporations and people actually live in them. And so they'll set up a bunch of POSs, which is a player-owned station, in them. And they'll, build all kinds of stuff, that kind of thing. Mine moons, do all kinds of stuff. The problem is, once you build something in there, you got to defend it. Because other people will come in and try to take it. And so yeah, so that gets interesting. I'm going to scan all these cosmic signatures down since we are in a Winter Nexus. Per this tells us we're in a Winter Nexus system. Oop. Never likes to grab a hold of it when it's by the controls. So, but yeah. Well, once they close, they eventually go back up. So normally, almost all of them, they'll have. Yeah. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. But yeah, they'll have exits. And so depending on their size, so there's a C2 and there's a C3. I don't know if there's a C4. I think there's C2 and C3. But depending on the type, they'll have a certain number of exits. So the C2s, which are the smaller ones, they'll have exits to HiSec. And so that exit moves like every 24 hours. And so I think it's actually every 12 or 13 hours. And so, yeah, so you got to constantly scan it back down again. If you're inside, you can wait till it collapses and scan it from the inside and find out where it's at. Do whatever you have to do, come back before it closes again, and kind of stay on the inside so you can always find your way out, which is what the people who live there do. If you're on the outside and you're trying to find one, that makes it a little harder, because then you have to try and find it, you know, randomly. So, and they're not always that easy to track down. There are a couple corporations that specialize in finding wormholes for you for a price. And so I think it's just because they explore the sheer vast number of them, that's why they're able to do it. And so, but yeah, I haven't wanted to pay that exorbitant price in order to find the one I'm looking for. So not that important to me, but it does have a bunch of PI in it, probably over $1 billion worth of PI. So yeah, I've put out to the community that if anybody finds it, I'll split it with them. So yeah. But yeah, the C3s are usually off of a C2. So you'll have an exit from a C3 to a C2, and then the C2 will have an exit to HiSec, and so, or low sec, or, and then you'll also have other kinds of wormholes that will go HiSec to HiSec, which are kind of popular. For shortcuts, we call them a shortcut. So you'll find a wormhole that'll go to HiSec. And then you have wormholes to Quadrim, which is the trig space. And so yeah, there's wormholes all over the place. Some that'll go to null, some that'll go to low sec. So yeah, wormhole exploration is actually very profitable, but also very dangerous. So inside the wormhole, there is no law. So it's survival of the fittest. And so kill or be killed. And so, yeah, so when you're in there, you know, you can make a lot of money by tracking down sites inside the wormhole, data sites and relic sites, or mining ore, or things of that nature, even some combat sites. But the whole time you're liable to also get jumped by a player. So, especially if there's players living in there. So it is considered one of the more dangerous aspects of EVE. So, but there are a lot of people who make a lot of money doing wormhole exploration. Yankee Slave, good to see ya. So here's a winter Nexus site. And we'll see if we're quick enough to get it. Oh, my scanning is going super slow. All right. Warp drive active. Yeah, there's a bunch of people in this system, so chances of me getting it are slim to none. But we'll try. I'm one of those, if I warp into it and somebody else is already there, then it's theirs. But in this case, nobody's here. So we will do this one. Oh, crap. I'm going to overshoot it. So data vault's open. Okay, so I got to open one. All right, cool. Let me get it to where it's leveled out so it's not going to leave the range while I'm trying to hack it. There we go. Wasn't so bad. Claim my reward. Loot my loot. 2 million on that one. Not bad. Alright, so then we're going to warp out of here. So nobody shows up that's going to attack us while we scan down the next one. So, but yeah, Yankee Slave, good to see ya. Yeah, when we worked this the other day, whoop, sorry. When we worked this the other day, we made a lot more points by doing the sites than we did by doing mining. So I think the mining is a little more competitive at the moment. So though usually the sites were more competitive, so it's kind of surprising. Yep. Yeah, this is a Winter Nexus exploration stuff, so I'm trying to get some more points on it. So that at least when they expand it, I won't be too far behind. So I usually try to complete it here with at least one character, so I can at least say whether it was worth it or not. So normally the free stuff you get is at least worth it. So I'm just a boring asteroid miner. No, nothing boring around that. The miners are what make the world go round. So without mining, there's no industry. Without industry, there's no PvP. Without PvP, there's no Eve. So I'm not a PvPer, but yes, I have the utmost respect for miners. So you finished yesterday, congratulations. Yeah, they're gonna, I'm sure here once it gets within a week, they're gonna probably expand it, which they always do. So yeah, just be ready for that. But yeah, it's always good to be at that spot. So, but yeah, we actually we actually have a mining event every Wednesday night U.S. time that we do, where I mine with my viewers, and just as a kind of relaxation thing. And yeah, you're always welcome to join us for that. We're not doing it this Thursday or this Wednesday night because I'm in the Philippines, so I'm 14 hours ahead of you guys on the East Coast, 13 hours ahead of you guys on the East Coast. But am I approaching? I'm orbiting. Yes, that'll be Christmas Day for me, and so I'm out of town for Christmas Day. But we probably will do it the next day if you want to join us. That'll be Christmas Day for you guys, or at least Christmas night. If you guys are available and not doing nothing, well, feel free to join us. No requirements, but yeah, it's a good time. We always have a good time. We do boost and compression, so makes it a lot more profitable. And it is a completely free event. We do not charge anything for the event. We provide all services free of charge. Because that's how we roll here. So, well, that's a better one. 2.5 million. Still not bad. Snowballs. That's what I needed. Alright, let me get back out here and find my next one to scan. So, yeah. So we do it in Galente space. So we do it in Ufine is where we normally do. We've been having a little bit of trouble where people have been mining out the belts. But we usually have enough at least to get done with our group has. So it's not too bad of a problem. But yeah, that's where we do it is in Galente space. So yeah, you at least have to have a non-hugely negative standing with Galente. So, but yeah, we do that every Wednesday night U.S. time, Thursday morning here in the Philippines. And everybody's welcome. Yeah, I started to compress with my Orca. Saves a lot of time flying back and forth. Yep. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Yeah, compression's really a game changer. So that makes a huge difference. So yeah, if you got multiple accounts, that works out really good. So you can mine with one and compress with the other. So yep. Yeah, Yankee local belts in Ufine. So it's high sec. So nice. Usually nice and safe. We've had a couple days where we've had some gankers join us. Since I'm a streamer, they like to stream snipe me. But normally they don't bother us too much. They usually just bump us. because it is high sec, so they got to be suicide gankers. Yeah, yeah, it does save a ton. It does save a ton. It makes me wonder how we survived, you know. So this character I'm playing here has been around for 22 years. So it makes me wonder how we survived back when there wasn't any compression, because we used to mine in battleships back in those days. So yeah, with no cargo space. So yeah. But yeah, it's kind of amazing how far we've come. So all right. So this is another data site. So that's 3. And nobody challenging me, which is kind of weird. Nobody challenging me, which is kind of weird. So yeah, but in those days, the mats required to build were a lot less. Yes, yes, yes. It has gotten outrageous with the number of materials you need to build anything now. And they've added PI to a lot of the stuff, which really compounds things. So when you build any of the battleships you build now require PI, which is kind of a crock. Used to be able you could build a battleship with just regular minerals, so which was really nice. But yeah, all those days are in the past. I tried every direction before I finally found the one I was looking for. Alright, there's that one. So there's 3 uncontested. There's 3 million on that. So what's that? 7 million total so far. 3 sites. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Alright, so let's fly to the next one. And if we check the map, the next one is... Let's go to LRL. Nope, that's low sec. We don't want to go there. That's low sec. Let's go to Laren Bumps. Laren Bumps is where the center of the storm was the other day. So yeah. Reactions. Yeah, I haven't started reactions yet. But yeah, they require a lot of moon materials and things of that nature, which I buy off the market. So... I think I started in 2013, but can't remember crap from them. Lots of breaks. Yeah, I've had, in the 22 years this character's been around, I haven't played the whole 22 years. It's definitely been... So yeah, so there is something to be said for that. So a lot of breaks. I got 9 planets up for wetware mainframes. Yep, they're worth it, but it's fun to try new stuff. Yeah, the PI can be very profitable. I only do PI for what I'm building. So I count myself as an industrialist. But yeah, I only do the PI for what I'm building. But yeah, there's a lot of people who do PI and sell it and make a lot of money. So yeah, it can be very profitable. I don't know that I've ever sold any mine because I always use everything I make. But yeah. And the more alts you have, the more planets you can have. So that's always good. So, because it does take a lot of back and forth and manipulation and everything else. So yeah. But it is kind of a nice little mini game inside the game. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, back in the day, this guy was part of a corp that actually lived in a wormhole for many years. And it was like having 2 jobs. I would go to work all day, every day, and then come home and work for Eve. So I'd have to mine ice in order to keep the player station fueled. And yeah, it became a real grind. And so it got tiring. So when those days, I think somebody actually took the wormhole away from us, conquered us, and most of the corp left after that. And so I think I left at that time too, but then I came back, but I was CEO of the corp, so, but the corp had been pretty well stripped, so. But yeah. So then I joined another corp, one that one of my viewers suggested, and it was like a 15% tax corp, which I was shocked by. And so I got out of them as quick as I could because they were taxing my dailies, they were taxing everything. They didn't do anything for me, but they got a cut of everything I did, which was ridiculous. And so yeah, so then we started our own corp, a streamer corp. And it's a zero tax corp. We don't do a whole lot other than the mining event. We do provide some mining ships, but yeah, at least it's a zero tax corp. So at least that way you're not getting raked on taxes. So, because yeah, there are several corps that rake you on taxes, which is ridiculous. Like I said, the other one was a 15%, and they did nothing. Actually, in the events that they did do, they actually charged you for, which I thought was kind of ironic. Since they were already taxing you, why would you charge us? But let me make sure I don't overshoot this. All right, I think we're good. All right, cool. Sometimes if I let the WMD run too long, if I let the MWD run too long, it ends up overshooting. There she is. All right. I didn't see how much that was. So yeah, up to 9 million total. So yeah, that must have been like $1 million. All right.
Drive active.
But yeah, I'm the same, zero tax. You keep what you earn. That's the way it should be. Yeah, that's the way it should be. It's kind of ridiculous that some of the corps really rake it to people, because I'm like, that's not right. And like I said, when it was taking taxes on my dailies, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You didn't do anything for my dailies. Absolutely nothing. And so yeah, so I think that was kind of wrong, but once again, CCP does what CCP does, so yeah. Yeah, in real life taxes suck too. But yeah, you think about it from an America perspective. So I'm an American living in the Philippines, but from an American perspective, we do the same thing. We tax you when you're selling it. We tax you when you're buying it. And then add personal property tax on top to tax you just to own it. And so yeah, so you get taxed to buy it and taxed to own it. And so, yeah, it's kind of, but that's, I guess that's how government survives. And so, but yeah, in Eve, I would have thought they would have come up with a better solution. But then again, CCP, they're in the business to make money. So they tax the heck out of everything so they can take that cut. And that keeps people coming back to spend more money to, make them money. So yeah, pure greed, pure greed. Yep. Yeah, my thought is you should tax one side. You either tax the seller or you tax the buyer. And if you tax the seller, then the seller can add it to his cost to cover the tax. And then everybody's good. But yeah, in real life, as in Eve, they tax both sides. Tax the seller, tax the buyer, and so yeah, it's like, which is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. But, Eve tries to emulate real life, and they're doing a good job of it when it comes to tax. So, I don't know how it is in other countries. Hopefully you guys don't have it that bad. But yeah, America, they tax the crap out of everything. So, tax the crap out of everything. So, yeah.
Drive active.
And let inflation do the rest. There you go. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. Seth, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. I am really not having any competition here with these. Of course, I shouldn't say that because then somebody will definitely come out of the woodwork and start competing with me, but that's okay. Oof. Well, that's weird. Where's that going? Okay. There it is. Might. Gotta be here somewhere. Alright, another 2.8 mil. Not bad. Another blueprint that I don't need, but that's alright. That's okay. Alright. Albion Online is based that way as well. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. So I took a little look at it today, and it looks a lot like World of Warcraft, so which I was never a big fan of, but I may give it a try. It's one that Seth suggested, so yeah, we'll probably at least give it a try. I'm not a huge MMO fan. Honestly, Eve is really the only MMO I play. I've played all the others, but I'm an avid believer that they don't bring out the best in they don't show the best of humanity. When there's no ramifications for your actions, you pretty much do whatever you want to do. And so, which kind of makes it more difficult, so, and frustrating, so, and you get into a lot of especially since it's free to play, you get into a lot of teenagers that nothing wrong with teenagers, but a lot of teenagers that have nothing better to do than just, you know, piss you off. So as you can tell, I'm not a teenager anymore, so I not always entertained by their antics. So even my children are not teenagers anymore. In fact, I have a teenager that's a granddaughter. That's the only teenager in my life that I put up with. So you and me both. Confirm next mining event what you need to join your fleet. So you don't need anything to join the fleet. We accept everyone, regardless of age, creed, color, religion, sex, gender, whatever. We don't care. Faction, even gankers are welcome. And we're planning, so it's normally Wednesday night, Thursday morning here in the Philippines, but Thursday morning here in the Philippines is Christmas Day, and I will not be available. So we're planning on doing something probably Thursday night instead, because I should be available Thursday night. So, but that's Christmas Day for you guys, so some of you probably won't be available. So more than likely the next one will be next Thursday. Of course, that's New Year's Day, but I don't think I'll be doing anything on New Year's Day. Not here. Probably avoiding the fireworks. They do a lot of fireworks here in the Philippines. So, SpongeyJon, good to see you, buddy. Let me get you a shout out. If you guys aren't following SpongeyJon, please give him a follow. So yes, this coming Thursday U.S. time, I stream, normally I start 9 a.m. here in the Philippines, which is 8 p.m. Eastern. So that's the normal time. Today I started at 7 p.m. Eastern just because I got to quit early. So we bought a car here in the Philippines, and unfortunately when you buy a car here in the Philippines, you pay for it on one day, you pick it up the next. So we got to go pick it up today. So I started early so that I could at least get a couple hours in with you guys before I got to drive the 2 hours to the dealership and pick up my new car that I just bought. Paid cash for. First time in my life. So, you know, praise God for that. So, but yeah. So yeah, so it would be 8 p.m. Central to, or yeah, 7 p.m. Central time. Yes, absolutely. Sorry, Yankee Slave. Yes, 7 p.m. Central. My old stomping ground, Kansas City. That's where I'm from. Was Central time. So yes, 7 p.m. Central. And we'll do it for about 4 hours. So Christmas night, 7 p.m. till what? 11? Yeah, so 11 p.m. your time. So yeah. That's the plan usually. Now, as is typical here in the Philippines, plans change constantly. So that's the plan now. We'll see if that sticks, but I'm pretty sure that'll work because the wife's actually out of town. So I shouldn't have any conflicts there. So yeah, so that should be good. So yeah. Ironically, the wife has a class reunion right after Christmas. So she's actually going to stay in Manila to attend her class reunion, and I'm going to drive the dog and I back here to Manila, or to San Juan, Batangas, and relax. So that'll be my Christmas vacation, will be the relaxing after Christmas. Alright, there's another one. That one's only 1.4 million, but that's alright. I'm not greedy. Luckily, we're getting some of that carbon, which is like the most awesome thing you can ever get in EVE. I mean, I don't care what you guys have. You got carbon, you got it going on. I have yet to find a use for the carbon. So yeah. Yeah, 22 belts in Upine. So yeah, we usually do okay. But we have had a few corporations that are mining them out on us. And it seems like they're doing it on purpose. Because we used to do our mining event on Monday nights. And we switched it to Wednesday nights. And they kind of followed us. So yeah, so. But yeah, no problem, YM. Appreciate, everybody's welcome. So yeah, it's always good to have you guys along. And so, whoop, I didn't want to do that. I'm telling you, I'm having a heck of a time. There we go. All right. So we don't have anything else here. So let's warp to another belt, or warp to another system. So if we consult the map again. So yeah, the new map is actually pretty nice. It's showing us where everything is. So we're going to go to Aladdin's, which is the center of the storm, which is probably going to be a little bit busier. So might be some competition there, but. And Yankee, I haven't counted them, but that sounds about right. There's a huge number there, which is why we seem to manage. We used to do it in a Matins. I think they only had like 12 belts. And we had the same problem. Some corp came in and started mining them all out and got pissy when we asked them to save some for us for Monday night. And they said no. So yeah, so we moved to Upine, where they had even more belts. So no problem. That lasted for 6 months until now somebody's coming and mining all those out. So yeah, so kind of a cyclical thing that we get into, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll work it out. We always work it out. So, all right. So let's find us another one. Oh, there's only one here, not scanned. Yeah, so somebody's definitely working these ones. So this one will probably disappear before I even get it scanned down. If I'm on, I'll come with 4. There you go. No worries. Yeah, Scimitar is usually who does our boosting. He's got a whole family. So I think he's got somewhere between 4 and 10. And I have 2 that I do. And then we have a couple others that usually have quite a few. So, but yeah, all are welcome. Nope, nope. We got the fuel covered. Like I said, it's completely free. So yeah, just bring yourself and take whatever ore you get. So it's all good. We got maximum boosts and compression, and so yeah, and we just hang out and talk. So appreciate it, YM. Glad to have you guys. Glad to have you guys. So the more the merrier. The more the merrier. So there is no sights here. That was kind of weird. I'm going to check out this wormhole just because. Sorry, ads are on. Bum, 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 bum. Huh. So this is what we were talking about earlier. This is actually a high sec shortcut. So this one goes to a 1.0 system. Oh, come on. Yeah, I don't think that's spelled right. But that's all right. Having a heck of a time typing today. But this is actually a winter system too. So let's go ahead and scan here and let's see what they got. Yeah, they got a couple cosmic signatures. Let's go ahead and scan here. Oh, I didn't need to do that. Stop. Let's go ahead and scan here. Might as well. So it actually took us to another winter Nexus system, which is not bad. Another different storm system. So yeah. Sorry, you guys can't hear me because of the ads. Welcome back from the ads. Sorry about that. I was talking during the ads, as is typical. So yeah, we ended up finding a shortcut. So a wormhole that went to another high sec system. I haven't checked exactly how far away it took us, but it took us to another winter Nexus system. So I'm just going ahead and scanning the winter Nexus sites in here. Might as well get them. So is there a muster point in Eufene you normally meet up at? There are 2 stations. So the one that starts with an E, I can't remember. It's Egonics, I think is what it's called. But yeah, if you want, you could. That's where I have all my stuff stored. But yeah, it really doesn't matter. What we'll do is we'll say what belt we're in, or we'll get everybody fleeted up. I have an in-game channel. So here's the in-game channel. I don't know why my in-game channel announcement's not working, but there's the in-game channel. If you're in that, what I'll do is I'll ask for whoever wants to be part of the fleet to go ahead and say something in the in-game channel, and I'll get everybody fleeted up, and then you can just fleet to us wherever we end up. So But we usually start at one belt and then work our way either up or down from that belt. We usually tear up quite a few of them. So, yep, that's it. Egonics. Yep. That's where I'm docked. So, like I said, since there's only two, it's kind of a 50-50 shot. But yeah, it's one of those where it's not required for you to be there. Like I said, we get a lot of people who don't stay there and just come after the fact, after we've already started, and they just meet us at the belt. So we're never sure which belt we're going to be doing. So Dark Strider, good to see you. What did one cheek say to the other? I don't know. Stick together, we'll hold this shit together. There you go. There you go. There you go. That does sound like something Cheeks would say to each other. Dark Strider, appreciate you being here. Yeah, we got a lot of them that usually come in while we're doing the event, so it's not a big deal. So they just join us at the belt. But yeah, 6 to 1 if dozen the other. We're never sure what belt we're going to be in. We'll actually scout them to see how many of the other people mind out before we make a decision on where we're going to start. So we try to find a good one at least to start with. So doesn't always work out that way. But what are orphan selfies called? I don't know. That sounds like one I should know. Family photo. Sorry, I knew that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Family photo. I like that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. There she is. There she is. 24 million. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. That's a good one. That was more than I had in all the previous ones, so there you go. I don't want to dock. Scan down the next one. Damn, you stole my thunder. Sorry, I knew that one. That was a good one. That was a good one. I had never heard that one before. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'll quit. No need to quit. No need to quit. Well, most of them I don't get, so that's kind of good. Oh, there's a wormhole. There's a wormhole. Actually, that's going to be the wormhole we already marked. Yep. Yup. I should have figured that. That's the wormhole we already marked. So yeah, I'm curious how far we are from Fiend. Let's see. So yeah, so about 16 jumps. So we were only like 2 jumps from Fiend before we went through the wormhole. So not really far away, but you know, a little bit of a distance. Something to keep you honest. All right. But yeah, all my streams are actually put out on my YouTube channel, and my wife and I are actually building a house here in the Philippines. So if you want to watch that, it's also out there on the YouTube channel. I was saying earlier we haven't been at the lot since Saturday, which is only Tuesday for me now, so that's not a really big deal. But we're probably not going to make it today either. So, but yes, I will get over there tomorrow before Christmas and get some more video. I did take a little bit of video on Saturday that I have not uploaded yet. Haven't quite decided if I want to. We had the Christmas party for our workers on Saturday, and they had a really good time. We rented them a karaoke machine and gave gifts and everything, and so they had a really good time. So yeah, I'm kind of caught between whether I publish it. I don't think I actually taped any of the party, So maybe the very beginning, so it probably won't be a problem. But it's actually really small, so I may just add it to the next one. But then again, the next one will probably show a major difference from it, so probably won't. So yeah, so we'll see. If I don't get over there, maybe tonight I'll put that up just so you guys have something. Because the last one we did was on Friday, so that's been several days. We usually try to get over there. Try to get over there every other day, because they are making drastic progress. They're actually going to be headed home for the holidays on the 28th, and they will come back on the 2nd of January. And when they come back on the 2nd of January, we're going to have over 20 workers. So that's going to definitely speed up things. Though we have had a few delays with concrete mixer broke down, which caused a little bit of delay. The backhoe broke down, which caused a little bit of a delay. So yeah, there's been a couple delays, but they're still, as far as I'm concerned, they're way ahead of schedule. My engineer's upset because he says he's about 3 days behind schedule, but I don't know how that's possible because they are doing way faster than we planned. So we've been told it'll be a 6-month build, but honestly, I think they're on track to finish in about 4 months, which I think is what the engineer's been shooting for. I think he'd like to finish in 4 months, but he didn't want to tell us 4 months because he didn't want to get our hopes up. So there's another million and some more carbon. Praise God. Can never have enough carbon. All right. So yeah, so this one, I think we're done here. So we could go back. I think that one's okay though. I think we still got probably at least 12 hours on that one. So let's see what other systems are in this winter storm, as long as I don't forget it. So I need onga bunga. Yeah, so let's go to this guy. There's only 3 in this one.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, it is going to be a short stream today. Sorry about that. I got to go pick up the car we bought yesterday. So first time in my life, praise God, paid cash for a brand new car, and it's a brand new hybrid. So it definitely wasn't a cheap car. So pretty proud of that. Pretty proud of that. Retired, paid cash for a brand new car. That's definitely one of the things on my bucket list. So kind of nice to be able to do that. All right. Okay. Okay. I was going to say, did you actually launch them? But yeah, they did. So this one is the center of this storm. So we'll see if we got any competition here. Thanks, Showtime. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Yeah. And we're also super excited about the hybrid. I never thought about owning a hybrid. Never even considered it. But here in the Philippines, ironically, one of the things that is more expensive. Here in the Philippines, everything is cheaper than America. Everything. Except gasoline is one of the few things that is not cheaper. It is actually quite a bit more expensive. It's even more expensive than California, which is the highest place gasoline is in America. And it's been kind of outrageous because I've actually been dreading owning a car because of the gas prices. So, yep. I'll be streaming. Anytime I'm playing Eve, pretty much, I'm streaming. So, yeah. But yes, it is a streamed event, which is why we sometimes get gankers that join us, because they sometimes stream snipe me. So, but like I said, we always work it out so that everybody's safe. And worst case scenario, I can sacrifice my ships to get you guys. So horse and buggy, there you go. But yeah, so yeah, they charge by the liter here, and they're charging equivalent. It's over $1 a liter now, and there's about 3.6 liters to a gallon. So when we left Kansas City, we were paying, I think, $2.83, and I think it's lower now per gallon. And so yeah, so I think in California they were paying close to $5 a gallon, which is actually what that comes out to. And so about 4 something. So Survival, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. So yeah, so I was kind of dreading the whole car thing, especially SUV. We want an SUV for versatility, for the height. We wanted clearance. Here in the Philippines, everything is kind of, it's a third world country, so everything's still kind of in development. So Seattle's over 530 for premium. Yeah. California. Yeah, California was like $5 when we left for regular unleaded, and so yeah, I can't imagine premium, but yeah, we were kind of spoiled in Kansas City. Ours was always pretty manageable, so can't ever complain about that. But yeah, here gas is $2.80 here in Florida. Okay, that's not too bad. Yep. Could see him post from $6 to $8 for a gallon in California. Yeah, that's kind of it. California, I saw it almost $8 the other day. Yeah, California's been getting outrageous. So yeah, I apologize if any of you live there. A lot of things going on there. So, oh, wrong one. I was technically here first, but if he goes for it, I'm probably gonna let him have it. I overshot it. I put a probes out, so yeah, so he must be letting me have it. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, usually if somebody else beats me to it, it's theirs. So I appreciate that he was the same way. There we go. Cool beans. And it really wasn't anything in it anyway. Only 1 million. So yeah, but still. There are no stations here. So we'll go to a planet. But yeah, he's scanning down another one, so I'll let him scan down. So yeah, mining fleet's okay. Tech 2. Yeah, we allow anything. So whatever you got, Yankee Slave, it's all good. So 50, 60 cents a gallon is just state tax. Yeah. BrnDedEnginr, good to see you. DED engineer, good to see you. Thanks for being here. RahKitty, lol, don't apologize. Everyone forgets we get rain in December. Most of us feel like they are exaggerating. Yeah. They're losing refineries. They are leaving the state due to state bad policies. Yeah, Valero is shutting down 4 months early, and rumor has it 2 more refineries are shutting down by the summer of 26. Yeah, see, that hurts. That really hurts. Because how are they supposed to keep it? So, but yeah, 7-0, good to see you. Yeah, perma. Yeah, there's been a couple policies passed in California that have really caused problems, and I don't know what they're doing. It's like they're trying to drive them out, to be perfectly honest. But let me see. I'm going to start at this bottom one, so I'm not competing with him. I'm sure the lawmakers there have some idea what they're doing, so you just got to trust them, I guess. But when it starts making gas companies kind of bolt for the hills, it makes you wonder. So lawmakers here in Washington are morons. Yeah, honestly, I think the lawmakers everywhere are morons. So yeah. Clean energy folks versus fossil fuel tech gonna butt heads for a while. Yeah, so that's the other reason I never really saw myself buying a hybrid, but here with the hybrid, it's gonna save us on gas prices, and the pollution here in the Philippines is really bad, and so we will not be contributing to that. So I feel good about that. It's actually kind of nice. So, but yeah, California clean energy guys are really But then again, they're also burning the Tesla Paces, which are fully electric. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know that they can make up their mind. But honestly, I'm an avid believer. If you're a lawmaker, if you're in the government, you're really kind of a glutton for punishment, because no matter what you do, you're never going to make everybody happy, and no matter what you do, there's going to be problems. So I lived there for 47 years, left 5 years ago. Newsom has killed the state. Yeah. Once cities get rolling, soot clouds, they realize they ought to clean up a tad. Yeah. And unfortunately, once that happens, it's a little too late. So because once you get to that point, it's kind of like now you're fighting an uphill battle. So yeah. But yeah, we have really done a good job destroying this planet. We really have. We really have. There was one of those movies where the AI decided that humanity was a virus, and I'm like, I could definitely see that, because it's like we have really, really done a good job of destroying things. And I've heard the carbon footprint of the batteries is bad or worse. Yes. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry about that. I think I got to it in time, but yes. The carbon footprint for the hybrid batteries and the electric batteries is horrible. And so yeah, so they say that it actually in the long run it really doesn't make it better, because you're just doing it all at once instead of spreading it over time. So yes, I guess I am a culprit of that now with buying a hybrid. But honestly, I did it from a selfish perspective. I don't want to pay the gas prices here. And like I said, we'll do some evaluation to see how it works out. But I'm figuring we're probably only going to fill up maybe our gas tank once a month is what I'm planning. So sad part about politicians isn't what's best for the people. It's about what lines their pockets. That's exactly it. That's universal. We have the same problem here in the Philippines. There's a huge controversy going on now because the Philippine government stole a whole bunch of money from the people, and now the people are screaming foul and saying they want somebody's head, and the government's like, "What? You're upset we took your money? We've been doing that for years." And yeah, it's like, and I think most times they didn't know about it or how bad it was. Now they know about it, so. But yeah, it's the corruption in the government is not a U.S. thing. It's not any one country thing. I think. What do they say? How do you know the politician's lying? Because his lips are moving. So yeah. So yeah, I'm an avid believer in that one. It's like, come on, guys. At least try to make it look good. The people voted you in. At least try to make it look good. Man, it's empty. Well, that freaking sucks. That might be the first one I've ever had that was empty. But yeah, they're lying because their lips are moving. It's all about the money. Yep, they don't care. And it's the same in the medical profession. So, one of the biggest companies in America are the pharmaceutical industries. And they don't care about helping out mankind and curing cancer. They care about what drug is going to treat it the best so we can charge people for it. And that's just that from a moral perspective, that just really bothers me. Yeah, they need to fix the exploding batteries before I look at one, to be honest. Yeah, so this one they claim that is no longer a problem, but yeah, you know how that is. What are they going to say, right? But the one nice thing here about the hybrid is that the temperature is pretty consistent. So they say one of the problems that they have in America is because, like in Kansas City, our temperature fluctuates so much that takes a huge toll on the battery. I don't know if it's true or not, but yeah. But yeah, now they reverse climate change stuff because they need more power to run their AI stuff. Yeah. They changed the story based on what they need. So I'm not tipping the Uber driver for dropping off my 100 Big Mac meal. Yeah. Yep, same in Utah. Same in Utah. There you go. Yeah, I think it's the same everywhere. I think it's the same everywhere. That seems to be one of the universal truths is if when people get involved in politics, it's there's going to be corruption. Oh. And I really don't know where it went that way because I don't think the forefathers of America. I say our forefathers. I'm thinking of myself, an American. So I don't think our forefathers really thought, hey, you know, we should probably protect against this corruption. You know, they never thought of that, never even considered it. And so, yeah, the temps are a yo-yo. Yeah, see, here in the Philippines, it's pretty much constantly hot. So at least from that perspective, it still attacks on the batteries, but it's not the same kind of tax with the yo-yo. So why cure a disease when you can make lots of money treating it? That's exactly their philosophy. And I'm sorry, from a moral perspective, that's wrong. That's just wrong. I guarantee if one of them came down with that disease, they'd be trying to find a cure as quick as possible. They wouldn't give it to the public, but they'd sure use it for themselves. So yeah. Just immoral and disgusting. Blue Gray, good to see you, buddy. I saw you in game earlier, so appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate all the help you send me. You are like a huge help. I appreciate that, especially from an Eve perspective.
Thank you.
But yeah, thanks for the conome. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I think they did to a point. Second Amendment is a good example for thought. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I guess they just didn't realize how bad it would be, right? How bad can they abuse this? You know, which is funny because I worked in a major California refinery for decades. Whenever I said clean air and workplace safety regulations were the health and well-being of everyone, I usually got blank stares from coworkers and management. Exactly. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Yeah. Well, and the ironic point about it is I don't know why it's gotten that way. You know, they've proven happy employees make the company more money. But the company's like, yeah, but I can make a lot of money if I keep them unhappy too. And I'm like, yeah, but not long term. But I think that's the thing. The people with money, they're only thinking about, well, all I got to worry about is until I'm dead. I don't need to care about anybody else. And that's very short-sighted. So if they haven't already, there's so much crap we don't know about behind closed doors. Yep. Founding fathers did. The problem is we became so comfortable with U.S. way of life that we allowed politicians. Yep. Yeah, we did. We gave them that power, and that is exactly it. We allowed it. And that is a good point. Rielious. So I am flying the Rielious. So it's kind of my it's my go-to scanning ship. I build them. So that's why I fly it the most, but I prefer the Astero. It scans better, but I don't have an Astero in this region, so that's why I'm using this one. Of course, I came through a wormhole here, so I'm in a whole different region now, but yeah, I like the Rielious is kind of... The Amicus was the very first ship I ever flew 22 years ago. And so it still looks like the Amicus, so that's why I like it. So Eve time, though. Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Monday. Yeah, Monday Eve time. Actually, it's Tuesday Eve time now, so... Yeah, it's Tuesday Eve time now. 01:20 is what we got Eve time, and that's Tuesday here in the Philippines as well. But it's still Monday night for you guys. So mining stream is Wednesday nights, Blue Gray, but this week, Wednesday night, equates to Thursday morning for me, which is Christmas Day, and I will not be around. So we're going to do it Thursday night instead, which is Christmas night for you guys. So I realize a lot of you probably won't be able to come, but if any of you don't have anything better to do Christmas night, you can hang out with me. But it'll be the day after for me. So far it's been going pretty good. I've only had one other pilot that I ran into, and he was actually a good guy. I got there first, so he let me have it, which was really nice of him. Because I think he was in a faster ship. So he could have probably got to it first, but he let me have it, so that was nice of him. But yes, because of this week and Christmas, I'm actually, we're going to my sister-in-law's for Christmas. The whole family's going to be there, so I'll be there Christmas Day. So that'll be Wednesday night, you guys' time. I'm 13 hours ahead of the East Coast, 14 hours ahead of the Central Time, so I'm doing event hacks now because I actually got more points doing that when I did it a couple days ago. I got more than when I was mining, a lot more. So that's why I'm kind of doing it now. I think I'm about halfway through the track, but I got a full quarter when we did the last stream, where I think the mining, I mined 3 different days before I got a quarter with those. So,
Warp drive active.
but the event hacks, they usually dry up here after an hour or so, because I start getting too much competition. So yeah, so no stream Wednesday night. I'm planning on streaming tomorrow. No stream Wednesday night, but then I'll be back Thursday night, and we'll do the mining event Thursday night for any of you that are around. Want to join me for your Christmas. I understand if you don't. It's not a problem. Get a real delay. Yeah, so there's another one. 2 people came in on this one.
Thank you.
Appreciate the follow. Man, it's killing me. Come on. These guys aren't going to hang out forever. There it is. I went right past it. What's the chance of that? Yeah, so that was 10 million. That was worth it. This will be the day that I die. Alright, so I think all these have been scanned, if I remember correctly. Oh no, there's a couple more. But yeah. So web hostage, thanks for the follow. But yeah, Seth. So no stream tomorrow. And actually, like I said, I'll put up some pictures of the cars. We're going to pick up. This is going to be a short stream today. I got about another half an hour. And then I got to leave to pick up the car. So we did end up buying a car. We bought a hybrid. Paid cash for it, so I'm pretty proud of that. It was one of the things on my bucket list, pay cash for a new car, which I never thought I'd be able to do. So the bigger problem was getting the cash here to the Philippines. But we actually got that accomplished as well, so that worked out. But yes, so that was pretty good. Like I said, unfortunately here in the Philippines, when you buy a car, you don't get it the same day. They actually have to, I guess, prepare it, and then they got to get your registration. They do your registration and everything here, and so yeah, so we're gonna pick it up today. So I've only paid cash all my life, almost 50 now. There you go. I've had some junkers learn how to fix everything. Yeah, and so I was the same way. I always had used cars. This is honestly, I think this is only the second new car I've ever had. I normally don't buy new because it's just so expensive. As soon as you take it off the lot, it's not worth as much as you paid for it. But in this case, since we're here, we're retired in the Philippines, I want to be able to not have to worry about dealing with the used cars. I always had to know how to fix everything because I always had lots of issues that I could fix myself, which I didn't mind doing, but I was a lot younger then, so it was a little easier. So, but yes. And here in the Philippines, it's pretty much a cash economy. They don't do credit. They don't do anything. You can get a car on credit, but as a foreigner, that's almost impossible. So, especially as a retired foreigner. So yeah, I can't show any income. So I can't believe I beat these guys on this one too. There you go. These are actually really profitable. This one's 3 million. So all told, we're up to 53 million, and I've only been going like what, an hour and a half? So yeah, not bad. Not bad. Did I actually? Nope. I thought I didn't claim the right one, so. Yeah, there's only one other one. Yep, they already got it. So I'm just going to collect my drones and move on. So yeah, let's go back to let's go back. So no worries. Enjoy your Monday Night Football, YM. Appreciate you being here. And hopefully we'll see you on Thursday night. So take care. And if I don't talk to you, have a Merry Christmas. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. All right. See if there's anything new here. Nope, nothing new. I didn't expect there to be, but so we'll go back through the wormhole. Back to our section of space. Yeah, since I got about 30 minutes. See if we can scan a few more down, but not bad. 50 million, 57 million for, actually, let's say 53 million because the sisters probes are in there and I had them in there already. So, but yeah, not bad. Not bad. Definitely one of my better ones, especially in high sec. So, are you going to jump? Okay. Maybe I didn't say jump. Oh, there is another site here. Let's go ahead and scan it down. Oh. Of course it is. You know better than that. Are you out dirtbagging, sir? I am not. I actually found a shortcut wormhole that went from my space to another Winter Nexus system space, and so I did take it. I did not loiter in the wormhole. Actually, I didn't have to loiter. The wormhole went right through to high sec to high sec. So, and in right here in Onga. And it goes to Latin. So yeah. I would never do that. Would never do that to you, SpongeyJon. The last thing I want is you guys coming down hard on me. I got enough with the real popo. My wife used to always joke that we lived in Lee Summit, which is one of the suburbs of Kansas City, and I'm pretty sure I put the children of several of the police officers there in Lee Summit through college because they had one little section of the speed trap, and they would catch me there probably a couple times a month. And so, but luckily I had a lawyer on retainer, so I just paid an extra fine, which, you know, kept it off my record. But prestigious piggies perusing perceived perpetrators. There you go. You're supposed to be like, what? What? Yeah, it was funny. I actually got stopped by I used to get stopped by the same guy. I swear he had a tracking device on my car because he would always show up no matter what time I went through the area. And so one time there was a guy in front of me who knew that there was a speed trap, and he was going too slow. So I was tailgating him, and I was pretty pissed because he was going too slow. And so when they stopped me, he said, I stopped you for speeding. And I said, officer, I'm sorry. There's no way I could have been speeding because I was tailgating the crap out of that guy in front of me. He said, yeah, I could give you a ticket for that. And I said, if you give me a ticket for tailgating, I'll accept that. I said, because I was doing that. I was not speeding because the guy in front of me obviously knew you were there and I didn't have a chance to speed. So giving me a ticket for speeding is wrong. He gave me a ticket for speeding anyway. I went to my lawyer that I had on retainer and I gave it to him. He's like, okay, it's a normal thing, it's this much and blah, blah, blah. And I said, wait, you don't understand. I'm not guilty of this one. He said, did you think that made a difference? I said, there's no difference in price. There's no difference in anything. It's still the same whether you're guilty or not. And I'm like, well, crap. I thought when I was guilty, it was okay for me to pay the price. I don't mind that. When I'm not guilty, I don't want to pay the price. But yeah, that doesn't matter. Typical lawyer. Typical lawyer. All right, I'm back in. So it's in Atlantis is where the source of the wormhole is. But it's a shortcut to Onga. Onga, onga, bonga. So yeah, nothing here. So let's see what the next system is. Unfortunately, I think I've checked these all out. And Latins was the center. So let's go here. Yeah, let's go to Lorette. Can't just let a brother mine his clouds in peace. There you go. There you go. So they got you. Got caught. Got away with your pod. Well, that's good. Yeah, they usually, I know the other one, when I got caught the other couple weeks ago, they didn't pod me, which I was appreciative of. But I could have got away, but I don't think they were actually trying to pod me, so shouldn't have been defiling sacred wormhole space. Yeah, he's notorious for defiling secret wormhole space on a pretty regular basis. Only 2 signatures here, so let's see if we can find something here. Finish out the stream. So yeah, I apologize for the short stream today. Gotta go pick up my car. So I hate when real life gets in the way of my gaming. Really cramps my style. So, but yes, for those of you who are definitely follow SpongeyJon, he's part of the Wormhole Police group. So Quadrim, I said 7 intruders home from my wormhole today. There you go. Prod Express. Pod Express. Want to make sure they don't come back. There you go. Yeah, when you live in a wormhole, you got to kind of enforce the law there. So yeah, I understand that completely. I used to Used to live in a wormhole myself, so. Quadrim, appreciate you being here. But yeah, Wormhole Express. Or Pod Express, that's it. Wormhole Express. Pod Express. That's what they get for thinking they could get away with something in your wormhole. Any of the ones I go into, I actually try to look and see if anybody lives there. Because if somebody lives there, I know pretty much they're going to be monitoring if it's their time of day. And I don't want to be messing with them if they're... Because they're always going to be better than me at PvP. So everybody's better than me at PvP. Everybody's better than me at PvP. So yeah. Which is just kind of sad. You would think after 22 years of playing the game that I would at least have gotten a little better at it, but that's the one aspect of Eve that I don't do. I don't even defend myself well, so I love to mess with other people. Wormholes, the reason we live in the darkness. There you go. There you go. That's kind of the one thing that gives you that advantage. It's like, hey, you guys came into my wormhole. I didn't ask you to come in there. You came in on your own free will, so you asked for it. You asked for it. Yeah, we used to do the same many years ago. Anybody who came in, didn't matter who you were fair game. That's a combat site. I don't want that. And one of these days, maybe we'll do some combat sites so we can show if they're actually, if they get you down the track faster or not. Alright, so that's it for Varant. Let's see, there was one more system. There was one more. There was one more. Mawson. I guess we could go to Mawson. It's actually stronger there.
Warp drive active.
Actually, there's like 3 or 4 more, so yeah. I don't think I'm going to get all them done, but I like the co-op in Wormhole. Share intel, roots, resources. Yep, that's good. I also played since 2003, but I scaled down to 5 accounts from 20 this year. Ouch! I can't imagine 20. I can barely do 2 successfully. Yeah, I can barely do 2 successfully. Yeah, and I've seen some people with that many accounts. That's just, hats off. Hats off. 'Cause I can't do it. So why don't I see any of them? Oh. That's weird. Alright, there's a bunch of signatures here. Let's scan these guys down. I don't know why that's... There we go. Let me get myself centered again. Yeah. PvP is not my game, just my environment. There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I've taken a lot of time off since 2003, but yeah, I used to suck at PvP and decided to start just start fighting for fun. Then it became normal. Now I win some, lose some. It's all fun. Yeah, there you go. That's a good attitude. I always get upset when I lose. I hate losing ships. Not that it's really that costly. It's just a time sink to get it all back again. But yeah, like I said, I very rare. I think I beat one person years ago, and I have their body to show for it. Their frozen corpse, and I'm pretty sure he was just either I caught him off guard or he was even more sucky than me. But yeah. Now I try to avoid it That's why I usually fly the blockade runner. It's good at avoiding. I don't know why it's not. All right, let's see if that works. The weird part is in Team Mothership, I think all the rest of them are PvPers, so you would have think some of that would have rubbed off, but it's the system. If you have a PvE fit, 99% to lose against PvE. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, because I always have PvE. Yep. Yeah, I always have PvE. I never fit for PvP because I know I'm outclassed. Plus, the PvP fits are more expensive. All right, let's see if we can get this one.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, there's only 5 people here. Nose is here. What's up, Nose? I don't think he's in the stream, but... Oh, there he is. I'll let him have it. Moment is this love? Yeah, so he got, as far as I'm concerned, he got here before me. It was about the same time, so. But yeah, I know him, so I'll definitely have him.
Warp drive active.
He said he's only got a few more left, so good for him. Yeah, I got a ways to go, so. Let's scan down another one. Yeah, if I know you, I definitely give it to you. So I am in a Helios. I love the Helios. I was saying earlier, the very first ship I ever flew in Eve was an Amicus. So the Helios has a special place in my heart. So the kickstand. So yeah. Yeah, see, I never go to low sec if I can help it, and definitely not null sec. I was in null sec for when they dropped the new blueprints, so that I could pick up the new blueprints, and I got jumped when I did that. So, which just re-emphasized my I don't belong in null sec idea. So, though I got to give the guy credit, I didn't get potted, so that was at least nice. Of course, it was one of my low-level alts, so I don't think he has much in the way of implants anyway, which is why I sent him. Because I thought if I'm going to lose somebody, let's lose this guy. But I did get the blueprints, so yeah. Not so much, but still better. Yeah. But I would like to go to nullsec because all the ore corporation agents are in nullsec, which kind of sucks because I would like to work on some of theirs to get some loyalty points to get some of their blueprints, but that one's gone. I'm scanning too slow. Too much competition in this system. Get your Noxium. Yeah, I do need to get my Noxium. I was part of Signal Cartel for a few years, rescuing lost people in the wormhole. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I think that would be fun. I could understand that. That would be a good one. Yeah, I could see myself enjoying that. That would be cool. I'm still surprised at how many people get stuck in wormholes. And it's like, that one's kind of crazy. All right, I think my ride's here. So, yep. So we'll finish up here in just a second. I'll finish this one up and then we'll head back to Eugene. I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys being here. I got to see who we're going to raid. See who we're going to raid. Steve's Haven's out there. Well, definitely Steve's Haven. We'll go with Steve's Haven. Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool beans. I don't get to raid Steve very often. I still use towers for my temp bases and other people's wormhole space when I want to be annoying. Yeah, I bet you that's probably a pretty good one. Get them all riled up. Get them all riled up. Yeah, I'm sure somebody's probably got this one. I took too long scanning it down, but that's all good. Probably be Knowzzie again. Gotta click on the button. Gotta click on the button. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll raid Steve's Haven. How do you go about harvesting Knowzzie? Do you just buy it now? Pretty much. No worry, Knowzzie. You're all good. Yeah, it's all gone. You're all good, buddy. I'm just keeping busy. I'm actually just getting ready to quit. We bought a car yesterday. Yeah, no worries. We bought a car yesterday, so we got to go pick it up today. Here in the Philippines, you buy it on one day and pick it up the next day, which is just ludicrous. But it's a 2-hour drive each way to the thing. So, yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate it. But, yeah, so that's where I'm headed now. But, yeah, I mostly blue-gray. I do. I try to get it from the Empire Belts, but the Empire Belts have been few and far between. I've been thinking about going to Pakven and trying to mine it there. But I sell my trit because I've got trit coming out my ears, and then I exchange it for Nox, and that's how I've been kind of dealing with it. But doesn't always work out to the best because the Nox is usually a little bit. It's got a higher percentage markup than the trit has, so trit's pretty common, but no, I appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, sorry for the short stream today. I will be back tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Hopefully it was enjoyable. We ended up with 57 million. Actually, take out the sister probes. 53 million. 53 million for 2 hours. Not too bad. And high sec. So I'm going to actually raid out the Steve's Haven. But yeah, compressed Veldspar moves better than Trip because it's more profitable. Yeah, I have to try that one. I don't know if I haven't tried that one yet, but you might be right. Rather than decompress it. So I'm going to dismiss the ad, but it probably won't dismiss. So I'll just go ahead and raid before the ad starts. But appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. We will not be streaming on Wednesday night U.S. time, because that's Thursday for me, which is Christmas. And I'll be at my sister-in-law's celebrating Christmas with the family. So, but we will be back Thursday night, which is Christmas for you guys. And we'll be five there. Anarckos. So sorry, Raiders. I'm actually in the process of raiding out to Steve's Haven. So never a dull moment. Anarckos, appreciate you, buddy. Oh, Caldari too. Oh, you guys are killing me. Yeah, exactly. Took too long. So yeah, I'm raiding out to Steve. In fact, it's going to go here in just a second. So appreciate you guys, but I had to do a short stream today. So, oh, there it is.